All right, friends. Oh, it's Buddy the dog. What are you doing, Buddy the dog? Come here. You haven't made an appearance for a while. Yeah, he's just been doing Buddy the dog things. But the good news is our tire, at least it has decided to participate for one day. I'm hoping that we never have to inflate that again, but time will tell, friends. So I'm trying to really decide what to do here because supposedly it's going to be violent storming anytime. So I may well end up putting extra hay out for those cows so I don't have to fool with it, but I don't know. We'll figure it out right after this. Yeah, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Rusty Oliver Man, 1650 diesel. We got the tire pumped up there, and I've been using it to pick up some trash, and we'll take it to the recycling area to where we can reduce it to its most basic of elements. And then that should take care of a lot of that. I don't know. It's amazing how much one guy can accumulate or produce of trash, you know? It just kind of gets away from you. And if I don't deal with it right now, the wind and the dog are going to have it all scattered back out again. So that would be a good thing. And then, yeah, this is in the way anyway to get hay. So I'll probably work on that a while. And maybe I'll decide what we can do, because I really don't have a plan for this video. I just know it would be handy to have another video, and I don't have one. So that's probably what this is going to be, random. Here we have the 700 living its best life. And yeah, somebody said in the last one I should move that to the bottom hole so that it tips it back when it raises. And that's very probably correct. I mean, you put it in different holes and it will do stuff like that. I just stuck this on here in hurriedly haste whenever we welded it together, and I didn't want to trip over it, and I especially didn't want it to get buried in the snow somewhere and run over. So I put it pretty well right on the tractor and just grabbed this top link. And this top link is just one of the ones that it's a freebie I've accumulated somewhere over life's way, because it's been pipe wrenched on and it's bent, and it's not really meant for this. And like I said, I probably should investigate and see if I need to get one of the extra long ones to make it come out right. I also have another Oliver factory one I could put on there, but that's not really you know, you don't really need the quick attach kind when you don't have the quick attach down here. So that's all a personal preference there. But boy, I have to say the weather is nice today, and it has been really for the last few days. I don't know what it's going to be like after this horrendous storm that's supposedly coming, but I mean, it's over 60 degrees. I don't know what exactly, but it is nice. And a person just wants to be out here, even if they're not really doing much of anything, you know, just to enjoy it for a change. It's 67 degrees, and there's a tornado watch until 9 p.m. and it looks to me like the radar is coming. So probably I should get in gear here and get the hay out there or whatever and worry about this trash, you know, here in a little bit. So I guess I'll move this tractor and then work on hay, and then we'll go from there. But it would make more sense to get the thing done that needs to be done before the storm, and then if I run out of time I just walk away from this. But I don't know, I might pick up that net wrap though with it. So we'll go back here. If those cows see this though, they're gonna go berserk. So we have to do this in a way where we're not drawing a lot of attention to ourselves, because they associate this thing with food and they go nuts anytime it rains. Unless you can see, they're all kind of looking at me now too, so they're gonna lose it. Yeah, I see, move. Let's quietly idle out of the way. If they can't see you, then they don't know you're there. All right, sleep. Shh. Maybe they won't know you're here if you're quiet. It's starting to rain though. Immediately. Immediately as I want to do something, it's gonna start in, but we can still pick up our net wrap, and if it gets too out of hand weather-wise, we'll just walk away, and they've got plenty hay, it'll get them through. I just thought, since tomorrow we're going to an auction, it would probably be handy to... What kind of thing made a turd on there? Is that a Buddy the dog turd? Is that a raccoon turd? I don't know. All right, let's try this horse. We'll see about moving some bales maybe, and then there's some other crap around here that I'd like to pick up, and the fork bucket would work better. So perhaps we will do that. It's probably also about due to add some more gas to it. And I know I've got some, but yeah, I mean, of course, didn't get the choke quick enough. I might go up and put some gas in it first so we don't run out in the mud. Yeah, all the crap laying around, and you'd think a guy could find a funnel. Maybe it's in the back of the pickup? Question mark? I don't remember where we used it last. But we need to figure that out, because there's too much chance of spilling, you know. It's not a very ergonomic location for fuel pouring. All right. Will you play nice? This funnel doesn't clip in here just exactly right. But kind of half clip it and then you're safe. Will we make a mess? I predict yes, because we're very good at that. Maybe we can not make a mess, but I don't know. Well, that went surprisingly better than I thought. Okay, well, that's a muddy mess, and it's gonna be for a good while. But we really need to, one of these days, do some work on this again. That bracket's broke for the second time, so I'm gonna go a different route this time on fixing it. And if that doesn't work, then we'll come up with a third plan. And then the other thing scheduled I'd like to do to this, whenever we're not using it every day, is those spindles. Straighten that out, because it very obviously does not have a thrust bearing happening anymore, especially on this side. You know, when it raises up like an inch, you can tell that it's probably not got all the stuff in there anymore that it's supposed to. This side might have some, but that other side, it doesn't. And it has been run like that for probably 25 or 30 years. So it's whatever's in there is toast, and we're gonna have to find different stuff. But this being the high utility, all that stuff is different, and it's all changed part numbers. I don't know why. You would think that the Deere store would be more consistent, but they're not like any better than anybody else. The part numbers for these old ones started with like AT, or they started with T, like T215 656 or whatever, and then now they translate over to AT numbers, I think is what it is. And there's a lot of conversion you got to do to figure it out. It's kind of a head scratcher sometimes on that, but because every piece of this is different than your average one. You would find, you know, one of these for every 500 of the others or whatever. I mean, the fork's different, and the center section's different, the outside pieces are different, spindle's different. I think the tie rods were the same, but you get what I'm saying. There's just a lot of different stuff. All right, what did that take us up to, if this is to be believed? It says full. How about that? It should be believed because I put that sending unit in there new. Oh, mud. What fun. The old pile's getting pretty thin there. I was really hoping to finish out February in that pile that we just got this from, but I don't know if we'll make it or not. I hope I don't have to buy any more. When it was cold, they were averaging a bale a day or more, because they had nothing else to do, you know, other than stand there and eat. And then, of course, they waste some of it as bedding. But I'm okay with that. I mean, I would rather they be warm or whatever they need than if I gotta buy a little more, whatever. without losing our bale. Oh, got him right there. Pretty dry up here for the most part. I mean, it's just where they've stomped in, you know, they've made it a little bit muddy on the top of this hill, but it's still dry enough to feed here. It's really dry right there. We got 10 bales left in that pile. In an ideal world, that would be like 30 days, but that ain't gonna happen. Be lucky, it's probably be like 10 days. Whatever. We'll make it happen. We'll come back to you in a minute. So far the yellow hay fork's been holding up decent-ish. We've just got so many projects, good grief. It's depressing to look around and see how much stuff needs to be done. We need to build a lot more fence. That's an eternal project. You know, that's gonna be going on the rest of my life probably. We need to fix our little mower here, which has been in limbo for, all the stuff's there. It's just time to do it. We need to make time. I don't know. We just got a lot. I was looking at this a while ago. I was thinking about trying to start it because we haven't started it for a while, did we? Or did we try that the other day when it was cold and the battery was dead? Very probably. Looks a little over full on oil, but I think that was me. Last time when we changed the oil before we went backhoeing, I think I got a little bit excited. Put in a little bit too much. And then this feller. I really want to work on it again, but I just remembered in the last one, I thought I lost the emblem and somebody in the video saw it in on the battery. So good deal. I was worried that that was gone forever. So we'll put that back where she belongs. Oh yeah, I forgot to shut the battery off, and I bet that's all it took. Yep, it is dead as a doornail. So that tells me we do have to figure out, there's something not right on this one. It will drain the battery if you leave it hooked up for a long time. It's a very, very slow drain, and I've put all new stuff on this before. I think several times, didn't I? Like voltage regulator maybe 2 different times, I don't know. But obviously something's not playing nice. And as we have previously determined, just because a part is new does not mean that it's not bad right out of the box. Because, yeah, that's probably what's taken place. And the thing that's bad is probably that alternator, because I don't remember if that was the first. I thought that I put an alternator on it and then 2 regulators, but I might be wrong. I've put so many regulators on these tractors in the last couple years for other people and for myself that I can't remember to whose I've done what until I see it. And I mean, I could tell you that I either did it or didn't do it, but I can't remember when or how many. And I know this one, I thought it got 2 of them, but maybe not. This little sad sack, we need to take that carburetor off one of these warm days now and see if we can't get it to run again without choking and all kinds of trouble, because it just will not stay. It will not stay running. It's still got some schmutz in the tank. If you see that, it fills up the sediment bowl, and then some of it must make its way through because it's real fine, and it'll get in one of those little orifices. Orifices, I don't know what the correct word is, but it'll get in the holes, you see, like in the carburetor, little tiny holes, and it won't let the thing go without choke, and then finally it won't go at all. And so basically it's just a giant paperweight, but it's a cute little paperweight, and we want to try to, you know, make that more better. I still want to try to move those wheels in, and I just haven't had time to fool with that either. Now that we got that 1250A done, maybe we can just run the hose over here in the jack and just do that right in the shed here. I think there's enough room all the way around it, really. I think all we got to do, I hope all we got to do, is just take the outside bolts loose and then turn it and pass it through over those slots, but there may not be enough room for that to pass through. I can't remember. In which case then we'll have to unbolt the center, bring it around to the front, put it on, and then it'll move those wheels in a couple inches, I hope, and then they'll be more in line maybe with the center of this, which also will make it easier to store places because narrower is easier. I feel like we've talked about all this stuff before. This is the I need to get to pile of stuff, and it just has not happened. And like here, we got this thing. We need to finish tearing it down because the head is done. So we need to tear it down, make sure polish on the crank, make sure that's going to really do what we want, and then order bearings. And if it's not going to do what we want, then we need to take the block and all this out of the tractor, get the crank off to the machine shop, and see about getting it whatever we need to do, turned, or if it's turned already, if we need to get it you know, find a different one. I don't know. Maybe I need to just ask that place. Maybe they have new old stock cranks too. They had new old stock rods. That'd be kind of cool. Just put a new crank in it too. I don't know, but I have all the stuff to make this a runner if I just get bearings, you know, and then go pick up the head from the shop. It's there, but it makes me want one. Seeing that one at the auction, which you'll see when you see that video, it hopefully will come out after this video, so you don't even know what I'm talking about. But there's a restored wide front 550, and they had it all painted up just beautiful as you please. And when it's the correct color, I mean, it's just cool. It's a tan. It's supposed to be tan, and this paint, when the guys painted it, it turned out more yellow. But you can see some of the tan blipping through in places. But it's just something different, and I thought, like that one in the auction, you'll see it's just beautiful. It's fixed up perfect, and I want this one to look like that eventually. Or it probably won't look like that, but it sure would be nice if it just looked, you know, runnable and not like it was an abandoned mess. And then when we get it running and driving, we can, well, worry more about cosmetics. But we're gonna have a lot of work on this end, sorting out, because there was stuff that didn't work anyway. Like, I want to say that the normal draft control didn't really work, and we used the remote outlet to do the high 3-point hitch. And so we need to really dive into that and figure out what's the issue. And then we need to, I'd love to find the better correct seat, because that is not. That's one of those, what is it, a noodler or whatever, aftermarket seat. And that just doesn't do it for me. If I can't find an original, I may just try to adapt a Ride Master seat to it or something, because that's an uncomfortable affair. But tear this the rest of the way down, one more sleeve to pull. I read the book, and the book said, hey, those sleeves are machined precise enough, you should be able to just push them in by hand. But we'll see if that's the case in practice. I still probably would feel better if I put them in the freezer and you know, came out here and then just hopefully drop them in. But I don't know, friends. It's overwhelming finally with the amount of stuff that we got that we want to accomplish in our life, and we just aren't getting progress done on it because we're always somewhere else for somebody else or whatever, other jobs, off the farm jobs. And we need to get back on track here. I think we need to mount this down too, don't we? Because the bottom is mounted down, but the back wasn't. We need to figure that out before that blows away. We need to take our mixer mill out and play with it some more. You know, we've never done that for a long time. And we've got more choices now that we could run it with. We could run it with that white with the cab if we wanted, you know. We mix feed in the rain. Sure, that's what we need. We need to work on 880. It does run. It doesn't run great. But if you will recall, all I did was pull a carburetor off of another junk tractor around here and put it on there, and I've been using it, so it probably needs clean, and then it would run super good. And then just finish up our making it more better cosmetically. The fenders aren't very good, but I'm pretty sure Craig sent along a pair of fenders that were a little better, but they maybe weren't the embossed kind, and I would like to keep that because that's what this would have had. But I don't know. We'll just keep plugging away, friends. You know, you can't win them all in the first day, but it'd sure be nice to get a little bit closer. Here's some, we might use this on the C. Alice. I'll take that over. I was looking for some of that the other day. But yeah, we got to do that. We got to get jump box over and start some tractors, because I don't know that we got any of those started, did we, back in the when we were one day trying to start a bunch of tractors? That's a video we could do again. Just starting everything up. Start it all up, let it all run, fill the atmosphere with good times, you know? So we need to do that, because there's three tractors there that never made it out of the shed last year, you know? That's pathetic. Everything should make it out at least once for one hurrah. So, anywho, this video was totally nonsense and probably not valuable to you in any way, shape, or form. But it's kind of just what I've been doing here tonight. I mean, picking up trash, feed some animals, sit there and look at all the stuff I'm not accomplishing, and that's pretty well a standard day. So you can't win them all, you know, but hopefully we'll make up for that in the video you see after this one. I hope I can get it edited, because it'll be an auction video with any luck. I've got first part of it filmed, but the actual auction is tomorrow, so we'll see if I can assemble that all together quick as you please and make it happen. But they got a lot of neat stuff there at this one. It's the heart is willing, but the wallet is weak, friends. You know, it's just it's one of them deals where all the cool stuff comes at the same time, and you just kind of gotta. I've got a line on a whole bunch of interesting tractors that I wouldn't mind to own, but I don't know which one I want to hold out for first, you know. It takes a little recovery time between each one. You can't just buy one a week. It really hurts the old wallet doing that. But man, there's some cool ones coming up. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and we'll see how we do. But I guess until then, we're going to leave this one here, boring as it may be. But as always, friends, thank you for watching, no matter what content or garbage I put on here, because it all helps every time you watch. Thank you for watching and commenting and hitting the like button and all that stuff. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.